A black luxury sedan cruised smoothly down the road, its sleek body gliding through the night like a shadow inside Ava Carter. A woman in her mid-40s adjusted her rearview mirror. She was dressed in a navy blue business suit, her posture straight, her presence commanding without effort. She wasn't just any woman, she was Deputy Commissioner Ava Carter, one of the most powerful figures in law enforcement. As she neared a stoplight, flashing red and blue lights suddenly lit up her rearview mirror. A police siren wailed behind her, cutting through the night. Ava frowned slightly but remained composed. She signaled and pulled over to the side of the road outside Officer Brad Mitchell. A burly white cop with a square jaw and a deep scowl adjusted his belt. His boots hit the pavement with authority as he approached the driver's side window. He didn't see a law enforcement official. He saw a black woman in an expensive car, and in his mind, that alone was suspicious. Brad rapped his flashlight against the window with more force than necessary. The aggressive tap made AA's jaw tighten, but she remained calm as she rolled it down license and registration. Now Brad barked his tone, leaving no room for civility. Ava, unfazed, reached into her glove compartment and handed over her documents. "Officer, may I ask why I've been pulled over?" She asked, her voice firm but polite. Brad didn't even glance at the paperwork. He was too busy looking her up and down, his eyes narrowing as if searching for a reason to escalate the situation. "A car like this," he said, "tapping the roof doesn't seem like it belongs to you." Ava arched an eyebrow. "Excuse me." Brad leaned in slightly, a smirk playing at the corner of his lips. "Where'd you get it stolen?" A murmur rose from a few pedestrians who had stopped to watch the interaction. A couple on the sidewalk pulled out their phones, sensing something wasn't right. Ava exhaled slowly, keeping her temper in check. She had been in law enforcement long enough to recognize an officer drunk on his own power. "Everything is in order." "Officer, I'd appreciate it if you process my license and let me be on my way." Brad's smirk vanished. He hated being talked back to, especially by someone he believed had no authority over him. "Step out of the vehicle," he ordered. AA hesitated for the first time, while Brad's hand dropped to his holster. "Step outside." Now Ava pushed open the door and stepped out, heels clicking against the pavement. She held her hands at her sides, controlled, refusing to give him the reaction he wanted. Brad circled her like a predator, his sneer deepening turnaround hands on the car. A few people in the crowd gasped. Ava clenched her jaw, but complied, placing her hands against the cool metal of her car. Brad's pat down was rough, unnecessary. He was enjoying this. "What exactly are you looking for?" "Officer?" she asked, voice still steady. Brad chuckled. "Drugs, weapons, stolen credit cards. Who knows, you people always got something." A murmur rippled through the watching crowd. A few people were recording. Now Ava turned her head slightly, eyes locking onto his. "You have no idea who I am. Do you?" Brad scoffed. "Lady, I don't care who you think you are." Then, without warning, he slapped her. The crack of his palm against her face echoed through the street. Gasps rang out. A woman screamed. A man shouted, "Did he just hit her?" Aya's head snapped to the side, her cheeks stinging. But her eyes remained locked on him, cold, unshaken. For the first time, Brad looked unsure. The sound of another siren cut through the tense silence. A second police car skidded to a stop. Two officers stepped out, one of them, Officer James. A young black cop, his face immediately contorting in horror. "Oh my God," James muttered, stepping forward. Brad turned, irritated. "What now?" James was staring at Ava, recognition dawning. His eyes widened, then he turned to Brad and spoke 4 words that made the blood drain from his face. "That's Deputy Commissioner Carter." The silence that followed was deafening. The officers watching stiffened. The crowd gasped. The people recording zoomed in on Brad's face. Brad staggered back a step, his face draining of color. "What?" he stammered, looking between James and Ava. Ava straightened her blazer and stepped forward, her presence towering over him. "Now you just assaulted a high-ranking official," she said, voice like steel on camera. Brad's mouth opened. Closed. No words came out. The entire world had just turned against him. Brad barely had time to react before James and the other officers grabbed him, twisting his arms behind his back. The distinct click of handcuffs echoed in the night. Brad thrashed, "You can't arrest me." I didn't know who she was. James tightened the cuffs. "You didn't care." The crowd cheered. Ava stood tall, rubbing her stinging cheek, but otherwise unshaken. She leaned in slightly, her voice quiet but deadly. "You should have treated me with respect, not because I'm your boss, but because I'm a human being." Brad's face twisted in horror as he was shoved into the back of a squad car. News headlines exploded the next day. Racist cop assaults, police commissioner gets arrested on the spot. The video went viral within hours. Millions watched as Brad destroyed his own career in seconds at a press conference. Reporters swarmed AA Deputy Commissioner. "What would you say to officers like Brad?" AA smiled slightly, looking straight into the cameras. "Check your bias before karma checks. You did Brad get what he deserved. Let's discuss in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe for more stories that expose the truth."